Okay, I think we here, right? Can y'all hear me now? Let me know. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me now. We like see they tried to get us shut down, but we continue to rise. Right? It's my motherfucking winning season. I think y'all might be able to hear me now. Okay, I think we here, right? Can y'all hear me now? Yeah, I can hear myself. Now y'all listen. Welcome for all of y'all who have managed to find my live. Y'all, I've been quite shadow banned lately. Okay, I've been cutting up in these streets like I normally do, and I'm back. I don't think y'all seen me cover this show for a while, but Can I say this first and foremost? I just want to put all of my friends on the spot, including Chef Don Don, T, Scotty by nature. I blame everybody else. Now, y'all, I was holding on to the united front that we all had when we said that we were not going to be covering this show. But obviously, everybody had a change of heart. So I was like, I might as well not be the only one still trying to hold on. I was like, it looked like it's safe for everybody else to come outside, so might as well, ease my way on back into the good foot, right? That's what I thought. All right. All right. Now look. Now look. I know y'all are wondering why do I have, my throw blanket over my shoulders like this? And this obviously to to encapsulate the energy that I feel like Melody Holt had from the beginning of the episode. Melody was walking into this first episode of this 8th season, I believe, like a rich white woman. I was like, she had the fur coat on outside, so I figured, I might as well, put my little fur coat on. I might as well, try to show a little opulence myself. Okay, listen. It ain't, I can't afford, them 15 to 2,000 and $20,000 furs, but I can afford, a little throw that has a little bit of, fur likeness to it, a little fluff and shit. All right, y'all. Put a one in the chat if y'all are ready. I want to say hi to everybody first. What's up, Sweet Soul, Gina Jenkins, Doreen, Sharon, Middleton, Keisha McCrae, Sharice Woods, Feisty, PYT. What's up, Short Diva, Nikisha, St. Marquise. I want to say hey to everybody. How y'all doing? Now, this is going to be a double review, and I'm already going to let y'all know. I kind of started to, sip a little bit because it's Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo, Feliz Navidad, and a El Pollo Loco to everybody that's watching this. All right, so we're going to be getting into 2 different show reviews, okay? We about to go through the Never Ever METS first, and then we're going to get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, in the second half. For those of y'all who don't like super long lives, I'll be splitting these. I'll be splitting these up and uploading them as individual reviews for pre-recorded content in case you want to ease your way on out, because this is going to be a little bit longer, than anticipated. I know not everybody likes super long lives, right? But needless to say, let's get into it. So, raise your hand in the chat if y'all watched my last review for the Never Ever METS. Raise your hand in the chat. Cause I want to do a census for a second, to see if I need to continue to do this, because I'm pretty sure my hands will be quite filled with this Love and Marriage Huntsville drama as this season unrolls, and everything that's probably going to be unfolding on social media that I'm going to probably have to cover as well. So I just want to get a hand for all of y'all who want to see, the Never Ever METS, covered continuously, because I've already reviewed episode 1 and 2, and this is gonna cover episode 3, okay? And then the next episode is going to be episode 4, of course. But needless to say, that's what I wanted to know. Now, for those of y'all who watched the Never Ever METS, y'all already know that this group of miscreants have been wreaking up a havoc. Now, y'all, this is my question for this episode of the Never Ever METS. Why is everybody else in everybody else's fucking business except their own? I don't know why everybody is putting their 2 cents into what Sienna and Brandon got going on, but I'm confused. Now, I don't know where I put my robe that I'm going to like double as my 85,000 locks of, passion lock twist that Sienna wears on a regular basis. Y'all, I just realized Sienna was 43 and Brandon is 35. I don't know why I thought Sienna was younger than Brandon, based on how they carry themselves, right? Now let's get into it. So this episode picks up where basically the last episode left off. Like, we see, Aaron and Diamond basically pulling Brandon and Sienna to the side. And I'm talking about old ass Aaron, not the young ass Aaron that we may or may not think is gay, But they pull them outside to try to help them communicate, right? Now, I thought, okay, this is nice of them to do this. But my question is, why the fuck is Aaron trying to declare himself like the uncle of the motherfucking house and trying to tell people what they should and should not do, how to communicate with one another. Sir, just a couple years ago, you had proposed to another woman while you was with Diamond. Just in Diamond. I don't know. I really don't know if you come to terms with this, but you may be celibate and waiting until marriage, but Aaron ain't. And we're gonna have to get into the toe sucking later. If I had to watch it, I ain't gonna make y'all watch it because y'all know I don't love to strike motherfuckers channels and shit. But I'm gonna talk about it in depth with y'all. Okay. Now they get into the whole communication between Brandon and Sienna. Now, for some reason, Sienna thinks that the communication between her and Brandon is fine. And I think that Sienna feels that way is because Brandon doesn't really express his emotions. But can you really blame Brandon for not expressing his emotions? Because every single time he does, it seems that, like, Sienna is ready with a pitchfork to take this nigga head off like this is the Salem witch trials. Is it just me? Y'all, I have been in fear for Brandon's safety this whole episode. The way that Sienna be barking on this man is insane. Now, they get into talking about their communication style, and Brandon lets us know that he wants to be able to feel like he can talk to Sienna, but Sienna has a habit of over talking him. So they said that, they're going to put something in each person's hand when it's time for them to talk. So while Brandon has, the object in his hand because it's time for him to talk, Sienna interrupts and says, I think we have a nice communication and I appreciate you all for trying to help us. But at the end of the day, our communication is fine. Right, Brandon? Brandon's sitting there looking like, I don't know if I should say yes or no because I'm afraid that this crazy lady might hit me. So after the conversation between Brandon and Sienna in front of Aaron and Diamond, we go over to a separate location so Brandon and Sienna can talk. And what's so crazy is that, strangely, I think that Sienna really does like Brandon. I really think that she does. The only issue is that Sienna does not know how to effectively communicate properly. And she does not know how to communicate her emotions, and she has anger issues. And when you in insecurities, detachment problems, abandonment issues, it's like the list piles up on the things that Sienna is dealing with. But I can tell what she wants is for Brandon to show that although that she has this problem with going the fuck off on him whenever she sees fit, that he's still gonna be there. Like, I met people like this who are kind of insane and mentally deranged, but in their mind, y'all, it's like they're trying to test their partner to see how much they're going to take to see if they're going to leave or not. I think that this is all a test that Sienna's doing, on top of her being able to just, scream on this nigga whenever she has a problem, whenever she has an issue or a problem, and she wants to get that off her chest. But they have a conversation, and it seems that, they're open to communicating, and it seems that, it was miscommunication when it came to what had happened earlier in the last episode when Brandon was kind of giggling while Sienna was talking about things that she's been told in the past by, past lovers, and he's letting her know, it is a tick. It's a tick. So it's not anything personal. I just don't know how to deal with intense conflict like that. So it's just an automatic response. But I don't want you to think I'm sitting here laughing at the problems, that you're bringing to me. That's not what it's giving. And then Sienna says, well, okay, if you have like a problem, with the laughing, I can accept that. But can you accept me being dramatic and a little bit, emotional? I was like, so are you trying to say that if he giggles a little bit when y'all are going through conflict, that means that it's okay for you to cuss him the fuck out and he should just accept that? That's no. But y'all, why the fuck is Brandon and why the fuck are Brandon and Sienna talking about going to the boom boom room? I was like, so Sienna was talking about trying to make sure that they get some time in the boom boom room, but unfortunately, Josh and Shay has it occupied. I told y'all last review, the only thing that Josh and Shay have been doing all up until this episode is fucking. They've been fucking in the bathrooms, fucking in the bedrooms, fucking in the boom boom room. Like, they didn't even need the boom boom room, to be honest, because like as soon as they got back into the house from their own first date, Shay took him into the bathroom to fuck. Like, I was like, it's no surprise to me that Shay is passing up that coochie, you know, like one of them Thanksgiving plates at the homeless shelter. Because she been waiting 12 years for this, right? 12 whole years for this. But my question is, like, Sienna does. I'm surprised that Sienna is trying to take Brandon to the boom boom room, because it's giving to me that she has like an issue when it comes to intimacy. Is it a problem when it comes to intimacy between Sienna and Brandon, or is it a problem when Sienna is not in control of the intimacy, that she has uncomfortability? Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Thank you. Whew, bless me. I hope y'all said bless me. Okay. It's 2024. COVID still out here. I'm gonna need them blessings. Okay. Now we go into the next scene, you know, after all of this wraps up. And we see that Brandon and, you know, Sienna have kind of went their separate ways, right? And this is probably going to be a little bit out of chronological order because I can't really remember all of these different scenes pieced together. Y'all don't have time to take all the notes. But now Sienna was in the room talking about, you know, how she felt when they were doing the Kama Sutra exercises. And she was saying that she didn't know if Brandon was saying that he's bored with her or bored with the position. Now, y'all, am I the only one peeping how Shay is out? Is Shay, like, Shay is being messy as fuck and also gassing Sienna up to act like a fucking asshole. So when she had brought this up, see, you know, she was like, yeah, like, why he talking about he bored? Like, of course he was talking about you, girl. And that's real fucked up and everything else like that. And then, you know, I feel like she was trying to make it a point to get Sienna acting up. And I want to know, is it because she wants to take the attention off of the shit that we're going to talk about her and Josh that's been going on that they don't want to talk to us about, right? But we gonna pause that conversation, right? So Sienna and Brandon are cooking that house breakfast, not breakfast, but dinner. Okay, they're cooking that house dinner. Everybody eating. I was like, oh shit, Brandon is a motherfucking chef. Damn. And like, while he's cooking and trying to make sure everything is good as far as the cooking goes, you know, Sienna's following around him, looking like she ain't doing a damn thing. I was like, the only thing that Sienna is really good for, based on what I see on this show, is cussing Brandon the fuck out and wearing 85 packs of faux locks on her fucking head. Because obviously she's not trying to effectively learn how to communicate. She ain't trying to cook. She ain't trying to, you know, treat this man with a little bit of respect or anything else of the sort. So everybody is cooking and doing, you know, doing their due deals. So they decided they want to play a game, y'all, right? So they decide that they want to play like some type of version of you know, who's most likely to. And y'all, so they go around and says, who's most likely not to have sexual chemistry? They say Brandon and Sienna. Who's most likely to have the most arguments? They say Brandon and Sienna. Everybody is picking on Brandon and Sienna to say the most negative shit, but I think that we all need to discuss the shit that's going on with everybody else. Now in the midst of all of this conversation that's going on, we find out that Josh had another baby on Shay. Now, I said at the end of my review for the last two episodes that I thought that Josh probably had a baby on Shay that she probably didn't know about, because I was like, one thing Josh can do is fuck. Okay, and if y'all haven't been seeing each other for 12 years, I imagine that he's doing all that fucking with somebody else. And I was not wrong, obviously. And they make it, they love to say, like, oh, he apologized and we got over that. And I forgave him, and the baby is so cute, and I just can't wait to be a family with him. And then they say the most likely to be married is Josh and Shay. I was like, not when he went and had a baby on you. See, I was like, everybody talking about the shit that's going on between Josh. I mean, not between Josh, but between Brandon and Sienna. But y'all got your own motherfucking problems here. Why are we just focusing solely on Brandon and Sienna? Are we gonna not talk about how Jody or Joanna and her gums are fucking lusting after Chris, and how Chris is playing the shit out of Sandia and basically exposed to us and the world and the rest of the damn men in the house that he ain't dating nobody, he ain't taking nobody seriously. Girls can come to him anytime that they want, he can have sex anytime he want. Girls are always trying to open up the cooch to him, giving very much fat, fresh and fit podcast. Like, you can't convince me that he don't hate women. Okay. Now, I'm just really waiting for Sandia to have some self-respect, because the way that she has been allowing Chris to play in her face has been really bothering me, y'all. But needless to say, through all of these series of who's most likely to, we have Joanna basically saying in a certain segment that she does not feel that she needs to be all on Aaron J. Aaron J is the one that we think is quite gay, gay Aaron J. Okay, allegedly. Excuse me, my bad. Now, I just want to reiterate that, like, Joanna's acting like she has no problem, connecting with Aaron. She just likes her own space. She don't have to feel like she needs to, crowd this man or whatever the case may be. And the thing about it is that, like, you ain't even spending no time with him. See, you too worried about being in front of Chris. Chris is at the table, basically at this point, they just verbally fucking in front of the whole table. Chris, you so funny. Like, I just can't, Chris. Like, who made you so funny like that? I just really can't, Chris. Like, oh my God. And then Chris is like, yeah, because like, me and you, we just right here. And then she just like, yeah, because at the end of the day, when you have a spiritual echoescence and you really think about being a better spiritualist, nativator inside of the world right now, you vibrate on a millennium level at the frequency of GH, frequency F tide. Okay? And when you add the 2 and a 5 together, it's an infinity that a lot of people don't understand. But for some reason, me and you, Chris, we can understand it. Merely looking at these motherfuckers like, what are y'all talking about? What is this conversation about? So So while they're all having this conversation, and Chris is basically saying in front of Aaron J and Joanna and Sandia, Joanna, it's just like me and you were just thinking the same stuff, and it's just like really crazy how, we're just right here mentally. Like, we're just like, me and you are right here. And she was like, yes, Chris. Like, we right here, bros, because at the end of the day, we vibrate on a millennium level above the fifth astral plane. And I really fuck with you. Do you want a drink or not? So they pouring up drinks. She asks Aaron J if he wants a drink. Now, first of all, you already know motherfucking Aaron J don't drink. But because she tries to, include him, he's like, yeah, you haven't been hanging out with me for the most part anyway. But she was like, if you hesitant, you ain't got to do it. Don't act like a fucking baby. If you don't want to drink, you don't have to drink. Y'all, Joanna in these teeth and gum combinations are bugging the shit out of me. I don't like this lady. I don't like her. I don't like Sienna. I think they both need to go. And I think that Sandia needs some self-respect about herself. Y'all, in the midst of them going through all of this stuff and her basically disrespecting Aaron J once again and playing in this man's face, like, Aaron H and Diamond has snuck off, y'all. You thought I wasn't gonna get you, huh? We gonna talk about this shit. So this is when we're in the confessionals, right? And motherfucking Diamond with a Y is sitting in the confessional saying, at the end of the day, me and Aaron H are gonna hopefully gonna stand the test of time, and hopefully he's gonna propose because I'm looking for marriage. I'm looking for marriage, but I already told him I'm not having sex before marriage because I'm saving myself for God. I'm saving myself for the Lord. Y'all, why the fuck? Why the fuck did we go into the boom boom room? And at first, I'm up here like, oh, okay, Aaron J. I mean, not Aaron J, but Aaron H, Uncle Aaron. He likes to give women foot massages. I was like, now I love when my man massage my feet too. I didn't tell y'all, Jim got a man now. Jeremy's got a man at home. Well, he lives on his own, but we don't stay together. But and he's so good to me. So I was like, I identified with that. But y'all, it took a sharp left real fast. He tells us in the confessionals that he has a foot fetish. Y'all, this man tells us he has a foot fetish, y'all. He proceeds to lay Diamond. He proceeds to lay Diamond on the damn bed, on that damn massage table, rub her feet, and at first it seemed like a very saved and sanctified foot massage with a little bit of intimacy, but not something that upset the Lord, right? Because that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about, right? Saving yourself for the Lord. At least that's what I thought. But somehow, after Aaron tells us that he has a foot fetish, it went from him massaging the feet. Y'all, why this nigga say this little piggy went to the market and started sucking on her toes? He said he was like, this little piggy, went to the market. And y'all, I was shocked, to say the least, because I was like, what in the Pornhub retirement home senior citizens suite is going on here? Y'all, this man started seductively, and I promise y'all, sexually assaulting her toes. And while he's doing this, I'm expecting Diamond, because she's saving herself for marriage in the name of God, to be like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable, y'all. Diamond was sitting here looking like, ooh, ooh, oh, oh, yes, that little piggy went to the market, but please take that other little piggy home. All I could think about, y'all, was like, when it comes to women, and put this in the chat, because I know a lot of y'all are older and sanctified and stuff like that, who watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, who may be waiting until we get into that topic. But y'all, if y'all got a man, or if y'all have men that are into your feet, now please take this question respectfully, and I think y'all might understand what I'm about to go with this. But do they eat your coochie before or after they suck the toes? So I imagine that they go from the mouth, the neck, to the titties, to the stomach, to the back, to the coochie, and then work their way down to the toes. But see, it looked like this man went straight to the toes. So I'm saying, like in the regular case scenario, would y'all men touch the coochie first or the feet first? Or does sucking on your toes and then proceeding to put the same mouth that they suck the toes with on your coochie, does it give y'all some type of knocked off pH balance? So can y'all answer that in the comments section for me? I'm waiting, because I was confused. And I was like, Diamond, what you won't do is lie to me. What you won't do is lie to me. You and that man fucking. I don't care what. I was like, and if you ain't fucking, I know damn well you wouldn't do this in front of the Lord. I know you wouldn't. So at this point, you might as well just give him the coochie. And Aaron H look nasty, y'all. That man look nasty. He already told us that he like an audience to watch him. And y'all know what I said last episode. I said that, usually if they like people to watch, they like people to join in. So it's seeming to me that Aaron H is a little bit, swingy. He probably won't have no problem swinging, especially at this older age. It ain't like you got to worry about your girl getting pregnant. Y'all both old as hell. It depends. I'ma plead the fifth. First of all, y'all need to answer these questions. I am confused. I met a man once that referred to my feet as 10 delicious digits. I have never spoken to him again since that day. Toes afterwards, in my experience, unless I just hopped out the shower. Okay, period. I get it. I get it now. So fresh toes after the shower, and then the coochie. That's how it plays out. But in other words, coochie first, then toes later. But my question is, after he suck your toes, do y'all kiss him in the mouth? After he suck your toes, are you into letting this man kiss y'all in the mouth? Because this had opened me up to a lot of questions that I've come to when it comes to women. Because when it comes to man on man, intimacy, I can talk about that with my friends to the cows come home. But I don't really have that many women in my life that I can ask these questions to. Right? Not because they aren't into it necessarily, but because their husbands don't have foot fetishes. It doesn't matter whatever he's in for. Shania say she out here trying to please her man. Okay. You better please him, Shania. Okay. But at this point, Diamond, you might as well just fuck him. Because I promise you, toe fucking is not out of the loophole when it comes to the Bible, if that's what you're going off of. I'm pretty sure that sucking your toes, like they're some type of magically delicious, marshmallows, does not count as you keeping your celibacy. That's like y'all saying, I'm celibate even though I've only did oral sex. I met a couple girls like that says, I haven't had penetrative sex, but I have, did the oral with my mouth. You not a virgin for real. You like half of a virgin, but you're not the full thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't loophole your way through the Bible. You can't do that if that's what you're trying to go off of, sis. But needless to say, we're gonna move on from this scene because Lord knows what else they probably was doing in that room. That shit probably smelled like fucking Dr. Palmer's fucking toe jam solution, fucking feet, ass crack, old ass peeled fingernail polish, and a removed ponytail. I was like, this is not what I signed up for, y'all. I did not sign up for this shit. I really didn't, and I really don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it at all. Some girls do the butt instead. A hole is a hole. Y'all, can we act like we got some sense in here, please? Let's act like we got some sense, please. Not a hole is a hole. Child, y'all wilding. Okay. But okay, so let's go back into the conversation between Sienna and Shay. So Sienna and Shay are in a room. So apparently Sienna and Shay are sharing a room. Sienna is kind of talking to Shay about her business. But notice how Shay pivots off of the conversation about her man fucking some other girl and getting her pregnant to talk about the shit that was going on between Sienna and Brandon. But Sienna is not really that smart to see what's going on, to see that Shay might not have her best interests at heart. She says to whatchamacallit, to Shay, the other day after the conversation between me and Brandon in the kitchen, he went and had a conversation with Millie. And I already told y'all, I think Millie has like a soft spot for Brandon. I think that Brandon and Millie will make a better couple than Millie and Greg. I think if anything, Greg and fucking Sienna would be a better combination, or Greg and Aaron J. Because damn sure Joanna would love for anybody to take that fucking man off her hands. So she brings up the fact that this man had a conversation with Millie and she asked him about it, and he wasn't open to talking about it with her. And then she asks Shay, so is it a problem? Do you think that he was talking bad about me? Like, don't you think that's kind of weird that he doesn't want to talk to me about it? And then like Shay said, yeah, like, and that's hella weird. It is definitely given that he was talking about you. Like, it's given like, yeah, he was like, why can't you talk to me about it? I was like, Shay, you are slowly starting to get on my shit list. Because like, I really do feel that Sienna thinks that y'all have her best interest at heart, and y'all don't. Y'all just don't want to talk about y'all own shit. So y'all would stir the pot between Sienna hothead Medusa head ass, and get her riled up to go at it with Brandon, and then act like y'all just shocked when her and Brandon have the shit going on between them. So y'all, after they have that conversation, Brandon unfortunately comes into the room. I'm gonna be like, poor Brandon, y'all. Brandon can't get a break. What's up, another round? How you doing? I was like, Brandon can't get no damn break. He does not know what he walked into. He was like, am I interrupting anything? She says, no, but I know I'm too bored for you. I know you feel like I'm boring or something. I was like, Lord Jesus, y'all. In the midst of this conversation, it went from the never ever METS to the mob wives real fast. It went from her like talking to Brandon, basically saying, so when you were talking to Millie, what were you guys talking about? She tried to do it very softly at the beginning, right? Tried to do it very soft, I'll admit. But he was like, I don't feel comfortable talking about it. And then it say like, then she went from saying, Brandon, what did y'all talk about? Obviously, you were talking about me. So if you feel like you can't talk about what you told her, then I feel like you were talking about me. Why can't you tell me what you were talking about, Brandon? Brandon, what were you talking to Millie about, Brandon? Get your fucking feet off my bed, Brandon. He's up there like, I don't like it. He's up there like, Sienna, I don't like it when you talk to me like that. She was like, well, tell me what the fuck you said, Brandon. Because I'll gut you like a fish. I was like, Brandon, you need to get the fuck out of this room, Brandon. She was like, why won't you just tell me what the fuck she said, Brandon? Why? I'm inclined to know why my man is talking to another woman about me. I should know that, Brandon. I'm up here like, Brandon, if you don't get the fuck out of this room, this girl is gonna take your head off your shoulders. Get out of this room, Brandon. So she walks downstairs, right? Not she, but he walks downstairs, and he's saying like, this is crazy. Like, I'm done. I'm fed up. So he goes downstairs, y'all, with Josh and Shay, basically acting like they don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, Shay basically did not just rouse Sienna up to get pissed off, to go off on Brandon, to distract us from the fact that Josh has been fucking everybody, including another baby mama that's not Shay, in the 12 years that they've been talking online and haven't met. You want to know something, Shay? What I've noticed. Hold on, before I'm gonna wait. Give me a second, y'all. Give me one quick second. Hold on. Give me one quick second. Give me 1 second. I'm back. I didn't want to have to do this. I did not want to have to do this, Sienna, but you made me. So y'all, this is Sienna and her locks. Let my seat down a little bit so y'all can take in what I saw. So at this point, Brandon goes into the room with not Joanna, but Josh and fucking Shay. They acting like they don't understand what's going on. Like, Shay did not try to rouse Sienna up to go off on him before. So it goes into this confessional. It goes off into this confessional of Shay saying, at the end of the day, I can see why the communication is a little bit off between Brandon and Sienna, because Brandon just holds a lot of stuff in and he doesn't know how to let shit go. Shay, you know what? I'm gonna have to pause on this real quick. Let me bring this chair up, because I thought, Shay, I thought me and you were right here. I thought we was right here, Shay. I thought we were right here, Shay. But I see I'm gonna have to hem your ass up tonight. You know what? Shay? It's so funny how you can talk about the shit going on between Brandon and Sienna, but you don't want to circumvent your thinking to try to figure out why during the whole 12 years of your motherfucking life that you gave up to this man, why you did not go get your promises teeth fixed, right? Why your man had time to do every fucking thing else except for go see you. This man said that he did not see you in 12 years because he lost his ID at the airport. He lost his ID at the airport. But he had enough time to go fuck some other bitches and get them pregnant. That wasn't you. He was able to go navigate his way around his city to go fuck them other hoes. And that's why y'all probably haven't met, because he probably got 18 bitches where he lives. And he does not want to shake the boat and bring your ass over here. Right? You talking about Brandon holding shit in. Maybe if Josh had held some shit in, maybe he wouldn't have had a baby on you, Shay. That's some shit that your gimp teeth ass should be thinking about. That your gimp teeth ass should be thinking about. Since you out here stirring the pot, basically getting Brandon cussed out every type of way, and you playing with our fucking faces and our heads and our time in the confessionals. Why the fuck are we not talking about the fact that you've been in a relationship for 12 years with a nigga online and he never met you, but this nigga had a baby on you? Why are we not talking about that, Shay? Why are we not talking about your dental care? It looked like you've been sucking your thumb all the way up until you were 39. Shay, since we talking about every damn thing else that we got to discuss, that's some shit that we do need to discuss, Shay. Since you were so worried about what everybody else doing. Looking like you had a fucking pacifier in your mouth up until the age of 59. Like, I refuse to allow you to play in my face, Shay, and to play in Sienna's face and Brandon's. Now, Sienna's already crazy, y'all. Sienna's already crazy. So for you to try to instigate problems between Sienna and Brandon and then scurry on off, is really pissing me the fuck off. Like, I don't like that shit. Like, I don't take domestic violence seriously. And what I'm seeing on this show is that it has a very, 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 very intense verbal abuse on here. It is physical, emotional, mental. Chris is mentally abusing Sandia. Chris is mentally abusing Sandia, playing with her motherfucking head. Sienna is verbally abusing Brandon at every turn. Dominique and fucking what's her name, y'all? Alexis is out here recreating Bad Girls Club in the damn kitchen. And then Joanna is emotionally abusing like Aaron J. It's so much abuse, but you want to sit here and play with this shit. And I don't think that shit is funny at all. So what happened next is Sienna is like, she's walking down the stairs. Brandon, where are you, Brandon? I'm not done with you. I'm gonna gut you like a fish, Brandon. Brandon, warrior. So she decides to take the flowers that he gave her on the first date and throw those flowers at him, y'all. She was like, fuck you and these flowers, Brandon. I don't need shit from you. Fuck you, Brandon. And Brandon is sitting here like, oh my God, this is so much drama. Like, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, I just don't know how to take this. Like, I've never really been in a situation where I'm getting stuff thrown at me. So at this point, Brandon says, fuck it. So he goes and talks to Chris. Chris is like, hey man, you need to pack that shit up already. He was like, oh bro, like it's done. The relationship is already done, man. It's already done, man. I don't even know what's going on at this point. So fast forward, this is about to be the last couple of scenes before we scurry on over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. Now, Taronda from Empire comes and tells us that everybody, family or friends, is coming. You know, I'm up here like, what's going on here? And I told y'all some of this might be out of sync, but I'm telling y'all everything that happened. I promise you I am. I ain't missing shit. Now, at this point, Sienna sees her friend like, oh my God, my sister from the other side of the water. How you doing? They gonna have a conversation on the terrace outside, and she basically lies to her friend about everything that Brandon did. She's saying, at the end of the day, this man had a conversation with another woman about me. He said that he was bored with me, and I don't appreciate shit like that. And then like her friend is like, he said that he was bored with ya. I'm already not liking this Johns already. And she was like, yeah, he said that. But you want to know something, friend? I'm happy that I had this conversation with you because it's getting me in the right frame of thought. It cleared my mind. She fails to tell her friend that she called this man a bitch. She fails to tell her friend that she's at one point said that this man, that told this man that she would be open to moving to Miami, and then flipped. She's failing to tell her friend that she sat on this man like one of the bar stools at Black. You gotta sit on that shit with a little bit of like a caution, because them shits could collapse because all that shit in there cheap. But she fails to tell him all of that stuff. Then Brandon friend comes. This nigga looking like, y'all. This nigga looking like he's looking like, hey y'all, I'm Brandon's friend. I was like, is this nigga 5'1"? How tall is he? I was like, Brandon. Now damn well you could have told this nigga to wear a little bit some of them platform sneakers that make men like 3 inches taller. He hopped onto the scene like, hey y'all, how you doing? So he goes and talks to Brandon. Brandon is telling him, yeah, man, she called me a bitch. She said this and this and this. She disrespecting me. She throwing stuff at me. She out here disrespecting every ounce of my being. And he was like, man, you already know that you don't need to deal with that, man. You don't need to deal with that, bro. Yo, you need to pack that shit up and go. But Brandon is saying, I would pack it up and go. I would, because I don't rise up to, I don't rise up to, anger so much. But for some reason, I kept it cool. But I'm just trying to stick this out. So at this point, y'all, hold on. We see that Brandon is basically here for the television show at this point. He's not here for Sienna. And I'm up here like, see, this is why she threw the motherfucking flowers at your bitch ass. Because you here for the fucking cameras. How about you get your ass up and take your ass home? This lady has thrown flowers at you, called you a bitch. Told you to get your motherfucking feet off of her bed. She did all of this shit. And your ass ain't trying to go home yet. We find out Millie has trauma. We find out Greg still want to fuck and he ain't got it yet. See, you up here talking about everybody else, Greg. But you want to know who is getting some puss or who was offered some pussy? Brandon. While your bitch ass wasn't. While you sitting here talking about they giving frenemies, Sienna wanted to take his ass to the boom boom room. You know who not going to the boom boom room? Yo fake ass fucking incense light skinned nigga. I painted my free time poetic ass. I can't say, y'all, I hate Greg. Y'all, I hate Greg on this show with every fiber of my being. I think Greg is a bitch ass nigga. I promise you I do. Greg and Chris. I was like, actually, since Millie ain't fucking you, you was like, you might as well go over there and try to fuck Aaron J. I'm pretty sure he'll be down. Take his ass to the boom boom room. And how about you leave Millie alone and leave her with a real nigga like Brandon that can treat her right and pay for shit without having to take her ass to a paddle boat motherfucking date on their first time meeting. Since you got so much to say. And y'all, that was the end of the episode for for the Never Ever Mids. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Okay.